Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to tell you a particular story. It talks about a girl, a really crazy one, myself. So the story goes like this. It all started on a Sunday morning. It was a Friday, November 3rd, 1997. A very united couple, Luis Gonzalez and Maria Fernanda Sanchez, were in Hospital San Luis from Bucaramanga, waiting for their little girl's arrival. After waiting for 12 years, the miracle finally came. Luis's father was a pediatrician, and after he examined the baby, a word came from his mouth. Perfect. It was time to go home and celebrate the happiest moment of their lives. Family members were really excited to choose a name for the baby and made a lot of recommendations, but Maria Fernanda decided the name for herself. The girl would be called just like her, Maria Fernanda González Sánchez. Take 2. Childhood. Probably the most wonderful stage of Maria Fernanda's life. She enjoyed every part of it, discovering the world in every activity, playing, making millions of friends. There was nothing to worry about, only being happy. At first, she went to a preschool called Tordesillas. During this period of time, she was characterized as a very curious girl who wanted to discover everything. Her teachers described her as a very talkative but participative person. She used to get citations to school every once in a week. Her life during this stage was resumed on going to school and waiting for the magic moment of the weekend to arrive. This was the time she reunited with her cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents. During this meeting, everyone was present. They cooked the most delicious meals in the world. It was the time to play with cousins, while the big ones were in charge of the food. Each of her cousins were different between each other, but their union was so big that differences were an opportunity to grow and learn from one another. All of these moments were surrounded of the safest environment, full of love and prosperity. At the age of 8, her parents decided to move to the United States of America, Miami, exactly, for 2 years. It was an opportunity to learn about another culture and to get out of the routine. Maria Fernanda went to a school called Manatee Bay Elementary School. Everything was different. No uniform needed, going to school by bike and playing with kids from the block. She had to learn how to speak English by herself by listening to the people around. It was a time of learnings and a moment to miss her country. The food was really different than the one she was used to. She discovered nothing was compared to Colombian food. Take 3. Adolescence was a controversial part of Maria Fernanda's life. She passed through 2 different schools and learned a lot from these experiences. Thanks to the big hormonal changes during that moment, she finished forming her personality, and she had a rebellious time accompanied by the loss of her father at the age of 12 years. This was the biggest change of her life because it was going from the most perfect stage to a moment of sadness and loss. Losing the most perfect example of her life was defining in order to become the best version of herself. She decided to grow up as a responsible girl, able to respond for her mother and for her loved ones. This strong impact helped her decide to study medicine in 11th grade in order to help out anyone who is in pain. She thought about many other girls like herself who would be so thankful for the life of their parents by the medical intervention, and this is why it was the most perfect career she could perform in the honor of her father. Take 4. Last but not least, at this present moment, Maria Fernanda is a very happy person who chose to study medicine. She moved from Bucaramanga and now lives in Bogota by herself. She studies at Pontificia Universidad Javeriana and is studying the 5th semester. She had to learn how to live without her mother being there giving her advices, but this has taught her the importance of valuing people and moments. At the beginning, it was really hard to start a life apart from her loved ones and meeting new people who would support her, but she had the opportunity to make an excellent friend called Sergio Castillo, who helped her to know much more about life in Bogota and responsibility. There was no chance for her to feel alone. As a conclusion, every moment in Maria Fernanda's life has been an opportunity to grow and learn thousands of new things. This is why she's thankful not only for the good parts but also for the bad ones, because they have been the ones who have formed her as who she is now.